The Marlies, as some of you will recall, and if you're new to the Marlies, we'll tell you anyway, have been awfully good the last 3 years. They've won the North Division 3 times. They've lost to the eventual Calder Cup champions 3 times in a row. They last year went to the conference final. We're 20 minutes really away from heading to the Calder Cup, and one of the guys who was involved in that, Andrew MacWilliam, who last year had his first year here in the American Hockey League, although they decided to put an A on him. He was considered a guy that they would rely on for leadership. They did over the course of this year. Andrew, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Andrew, at the end of last year, an injury that you had to battle back from and get through and into the playoffs and rejoin the squad. How tough was it to come back from that, and where does that sit now?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was a lot longer than I was hoping for, but obviously with the staff that we have here, is an easy adjustment to get back into the kind of the swing of things. But obviously I kind of came back right before playoffs, and it's a whole different ball game that time of year. So I kind of had a little bit of not a learning curve, but a bit of an adjustment. But I thought it was good.
Now, Andrew, the summer spent training. I thought you had a real good camp with the Maple Leafs. You get a couple of opportunities to play some exhibition games. How did it feel getting those games? And obviously, now you're back in the American League. But as year number 2 is concerned, a big year for you to kind of take your game to another level, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, last year, rookie season, went through a little bit of adversity. I think everybody does their first year. So I got that under my belt, so I think I just got to work on improving my game even more so. Obviously, I can get better at a number of things, and obviously there's things that I got to do better in order to stay up for the Leafs hopefully next year.
We always talk about skating as being one of those things that the organization, I think organizationally wide, that we're always working on. How much do you think you could say you didn't know about it now that you have come a year with Barb Underhill?
Oh yeah, Barb's she's amazing. Obviously, she works with a lot of guys, almost everybody in the organization. So she's helped me out immensely over the last year and a bit. So it's just one of those things. It's a skating game now. You can't have those kind of big defensemen that can hold on to 2 guys net front and get away with it anymore. So you got to know how to skate. You got to know how to play the game.
Now, a new coach this year, and Gord Dineen taking over as the head guy, as Steve Spott moves up to the National Hockey League. What's it like seeing here, participating in practice thus far? I know you guys haven't played a game until this weekend, but how's his demeanor compared to a guy like Steve Spott? And then obviously you got a new assistant in here this year also in Ben Simon. How's the new coaching staff like out on the ice compared to last year?
I mean, there's not a whole much of change. Obviously, Gordo and King are still there, and I mean they were pretty vocal guys last year during practice. So I think it's an easy adjustment for guys that were here last year. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. But it'll be interesting to see how when we get into the game, seeing Kinger behind the bench and Gordo behind the bench running the head job, I guess.
Makes it comfortable, and with kind of the change or lack of change, you might say, that takes place. What'd you do off the course of this summer? Do you train right away? We talked at the end of last year. You're going to take a couple of weeks off rather, and then head into some training. But it can't all be work, no play.
Yeah, I mean you gotta enjoy it a little bit. But yeah, it's you take a couple weeks off, just kind of let your body rest, let your mind kind of rest, and then I got to get right back into it. It makes for a short off season. Thanks
for joining us, Andrew.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, good luck this year.
Thank you.
The Andrew MacWilliam will step out. Kevin Marshall is going to come in. Does Andrew get to leave? I think he does. Yeah. You can come in. You can leave. Thanks.
I'll
come on
right
in.
Here, right next to you guys.
Kevin.
Beautiful.
Kevin, you come into the Marlies organization last year. You whole opportunities as far as defensively are concerned. There is not a lot of movement up top. So the core that developed with the Marlies was there all year. How important was it to be together as a unit?
Yeah, I think you as a minor league team, sometimes you're like, oh, maybe there's going to be movements. You expect that, and I've been pro for 6 years. There's a lot of movement. Usually there is a lot of movement, but last year we stayed together, and I think it was huge because you get to know the defenseman that you play with. There's only one other guy that you play with, right? It's not like the forwards that they play with two other guys. So I think it was big to get to know each other, how we play and stuff. And I think that's why we were successful in the season and in the playoffs.
Now, Kevin, you're one of the veterans on the blue line, obviously, moving into this year. Still some young guys coming in. You got a couple of Petter Granberg was a first-year guy last year. You got a guy like Nielsen and Victor Love maybe coming down here. So another couple of youngsters. It's important for guys like you to kind of take them under your arm a little bit and under your wing and show them the ropes here in the American Hockey League. And I think veteran leadership is an important ingredient with this club, don't you think?
Yeah, I think you're totally right. I think it's up to older guys to come to the rink every day and being positive. And having a good attitude is everything in a team when you come in, and that's why we as older guys we try to teach younger guys. Each morning you come into the rink and you want to get better and you want to put a smile on your face and be ready to work.
Kevin, last night T.J. Brennan scored for the New York Islanders. I know you're going to be pretty happy about that. Tell us a little bit about the experience. I know you guys became quite close over the course of the year, and tell us a little bit about the experience on what he and you traded as far as information and becoming better players.
Yeah, TJ is one of those guys that every day he wants to get better, and every game he always analyzes after the games and stuff. We were roommates on the road, and we were always talking about the game, talking about like what's coming up and stuff, and he wanted to be established in the NHL, and I think we were texting back and forth over the summer, and he was looking forward to that opportunity, and I think so far he's been doing great in training camp, and I hope it's going to be good for the season.